Welcome students. Today in our class we will start a new chapter from social and political life, that means from civics part, and the name of the chapter is Unity in Diversity. Students, in our earth we know that different kinds of people are there, different languages, different religions, then different customs, different cultures. So we find on our earth people live, but different people follow different religion, different languages, different cultures, different customs. So we differ in many ways, and these differences made our culture very richer, that means in a high position. We know that India is a large country, and different parts of our country have different customs, languages, religions, cultures, food habits. That means different from one place to another place in our India we find. And the main religions we find here in India, we find Hinduism, Islam, Buddhism, Jainism, then Christianity, then Zoroastrianism. So these are some languages, main languages that we find in India. So in this chapter we will discuss these things, that means the differences which we have in India. So our cultures today, what is the culture now? Culture means it consists of some beliefs, that means whatever beliefs are there, generation to generation it goes, these beliefs, and we also follow some beliefs which you can say our tradition, you can say. Then some customs, that means doing puja in the morning, then after taking bath again we are going to the prayer hall or we worship God. So many people have many customs which they follow, and the food habits of the people, the food habits, that means if we see in India, one region to another region, the food habits are different from one region to another region. That means people follow their own food, and the festivals they celebrate. So festivals are also different we see. Suppose in our area, in Silchar, we celebrate Kali Puja, Lakshmi Puja, Durga Puja, Ganesh Chaturthi. So many festivals we celebrate. But if we go to other region, we may not find this Durga Puja, Kali Puja also. So these festivals are also different from one region to another region. Then the art and handicraft, these are also differ from one place to another place. So all these made our culture. This is called culture, and these are the things what we follow. Now the festivals. So in various parts of India, different festivals people follow. Some festivals are religious, that means related to God, and some are linked to seasons. So some festivals we find that it is related to some season, and some are that religious, that means particular date is there, that time we celebrate this festival. And national festivals in India, national festivals called, that means nation-wise, all the Indian people, here there is no religion, there is no caste, no differences are there. And these national festivals are Independence Day. If you go to any part of India, you will find that 15th August, Independence Day, is celebrated. And here is no religion, no custom, no day, nothing is there. And next we find Republic Day. This is also national festivals, nation-wise people celebrate. And lastly, the third one, it is Gandhi Jayanti. This Gandhi Jayanti, it is also celebrated nation-wise. These are the national festivals we celebrate in India. Then except these national festivals, we celebrate some other festivals like Diwali, Dussehra, Holi, Eid, then Christmas. So these are also celebrated throughout the country. Then other festivals such as Baisakhi, in the month of Baishakh, that means in Bengali it is Baishakh month, and here it is called Baishakhi. This also is celebrated. Then Basant Panchami, Pongal, Onam. If we go to south, we find this Pongal, Onam. These are also people celebrate. Then Guru Parab, Bihu, which is celebrated in Assam. It is very famous in Assam. So all these festivals people celebrate throughout the country. Then we also celebrate some birthdays of gods. That means Krishna Janmashtami. It is on the day of when Lord Krishna took birth. It is called Krishna Janmashtami. Then Gautam Buddha's birthday. It is called Buddha Purnima, when he took birth. Then Lord Mahavir's birthday. It is called Mahavir Jayanti. And you might have seen that people celebrate this Mahavir Jayanti. Here also, in our area also, we find some people are there who celebrate. And Guru Nanak's birthday as Guru Parab. So these are the some festivals which we celebrate on their birthday. Now the dance and music. Dance and music, from the very old age it was there. And India has two major kinds of dances. What are these? These are folk dances and classical dances. And now also it is going on. It was started very early and now also it is going on, and people follow this. The classical dance such as Bharatnatyam, you have heard, I think, Bharatnatyam. It is popular in Tamil Nadu. Then Kathakali in Kerala. In Kerala state, Kathakali dance is very famous. Then Kathak in North India. If we go to north, then we find this Kathak dance. Then Kuchipudi. It is in Andhra Pradesh. It is very famous, Kuchipudi dance. And Telangana also we find this Kuchipudi dance. Then Manipuri, in Manipur we find Manipuri dance. Then Odissi in Odisha. So most of these dances, they tell us the story of the old epics. That means the big books. These are called epics. And this we find like Ramayana. So these are called epic, Ramayana and Mahabharata. So these books are very big and it is called epics. And people through dance, they show these characters. We find these characters from Mahabharata and Ramayana. So these are the main thing we find in these dances. Then ancient Indian knowledge has been passed on by word of mouth. So the ancient, we find that not that much literary things are there in the ancient age. So from people's mouth, one generation to another generation, people come to know some new things. Then they also pass this new thing to their next generation. So like that it was passed on. And through these stories, That means stories with moral lessons. Some moral lessons we also find in Ramayana and Mahabharata. So these are some important lessons we find through these dances. And through drama also. Through drama also they used to tell something about these earlier stories. Then folk dances. Folk dances are mostly based on seasons. So folk dances are mainly based on seasons. And in Assam we know that Bihu is very famous folk dance. So like that in other regions also we find other important festivals. For example, Bhangra we find in Punjab. Bhangra dance is very famous in Punjab. Then Garba from Gujarat. Then Chau from Jharkhand and Odisha. Ghumar. This dance also very famous, and sometimes we see in TV also we see that the Rajasthani people, so they perform this Ghumar dance. Then Lavani from Maharashtra. In Maharashtra we find Lavani and Bihu from Assam. That, as I told earlier, Bihu from Assam. So these are the popular folk dances we find in our India. And Indian music, like the dance form. So this music, like the dance form, also goes back to the Vedas. So Vedas are the oldest knowledge, we can say. All kinds of knowledge we find in Vedas. So like the Vedas. So these are also like the dances, like folk dances and classical dances, which tell us about the moral stories or dramas. Through dramas they tell us many things. So like that there are two main schools of classical music. So here we find the music, we find in classical music. Two kinds of schools we find here, and one is the North Indian school and it is called Hindustani. North Indian school, it is called Hindustani, and the South Indian school, it is called Carnatic. So these are the two types of schools we find in our India. And in Indian music we have the Gharana tradition. So in India only we find this Gharana tradition. And what is this Gharana tradition? That means the students, they had to live in the guru's house, that means the teacher's house. They had to stay there and they learned the music from that guru. It is called the Gharana system. And devotional music such as couplets by Kabir. Kabir is also very famous and many music he has composed. These are called couplets. And bhajans also by Surdas. Surdas, he was also very famous, Surdas. Then Tulsidas and Mirabai. So they are very famous in music. And these are followed by all other parts of India. Indian folk music consists of traditional songs. So Indian folk music is based on traditional songs. That means what songs are generation by generation it is going. So based on that. And it is sung during festivals and in weddings also. That means when any wedding is there, that time also people sung. And we have also seen in our Bengali also, we find in our Bengali culture, we find the Bengali songs, some folk songs we find. So these are the things about dance and music and our culture, festivals we have discussed. And in our next class we will discuss more. So let us conclude here. Thank you.